So I think it's time I break down another fight from the Creator Clash. So for those of you who don't know, I've been taking my time to break down various fights. My favorite one so far has been Michael Reeves versus Graham Stephan. That was such an exciting fight to watch. I also broke down I Did a Thing versus The Odd Ones Out. You can catch both of those in the description below. As far as this video is concerned, the most common request I've gotten so far from you folks has been Yodaling Haley versus Justaminx. And I think now's probably a good time for me to go ahead and break those down. For those of you who are unaware, the Creator Clash was a non-profit boxing event that took place here in Tampa Bay, Florida. The event featured a lot of prominent YouTubers, Twitch streamers, as well as TikTokers who are just pretty much content creators. They don't really have a strong, solid boxing background, so if you're looking to see Mayweather or Pacquiao here, you're on the wrong video. I just want to start off by saying that anybody who has the balls to step into the ring is worthy of respect. Because getting into that ring and putting your health on the line and standing in front of another person who is trying to beat the crap out of you is no joke. So regardless of the outcome, both of these people are worthy of respect, Yodaling Haley and Justaminx. Before we get into the video, just a quick word from our sponsors. If you want to go ahead and support this channel, just go into the description down below to the merch store where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, and cups, all featuring stickers saying "Kick and Punch Your Friends." If you guys enjoy violence therapy just like I do, just go ahead and go to the store down below, pick something up, and rock a brand new hoodie this Christmas, and go ahead and show your support for the channel so that we can continue to share an awesome content together, whether it's podcasting or martial arts discussions or discussions about life. And with that said, let's get on with the video. Alright, so right away, before the fight even begins, I'm just looking at their stats right now. I see two huge problems with this matchup. The first one is their age difference, 25 versus 19 years old. Now, you can say that yes, they're both young, but here's the problem. When you're 19 years old, you're still going through puberty, your bones haven't quite set in place, your muscles haven't quite developed yet. You're not really quite where you're supposed to be as far as a fully developed adult. Around 25 is kind of when puberty stops. It's kind of when your body stops developing, when your muscles have stopped gaining in their density and they're moving into their place, and your skeletal structure has pretty much finished forming. So right away we have a fully grown, fully developed adult versus someone who's hasn't quite finished developing yet. I mean, they're both young, and I don't know. I feel very uncomfortable with seeing this type of age difference. I mean, mismatches happen all the time in fights, amateurs and professional, but just this is like the amateur of the amateurs. This is going to play a huge. This is going to come in huge in this fight. And the second thing is their weight difference. That is an 8-pound weight difference. Not only that, this is actually two separate weight classes. Hold on, check this out. So women's weight divisions. Yodaling Haley is fighting at a welterweight pound, which is 141 to 140, which is 141 to 151. And Justaminx is fighting at 155, which puts her at a middleweight. A lot of people, they don't think that that's a difference, but that is a huge difference. 8 pounds, especially when you're fighting at an amateur level. When it comes to deciding on who's going to win a fight before the fight even happens, like, there's three things you have to look at. You have to look at their skill level, their technique, how good are they at punches, their footwork. This is an amateur of the amateurs. This is the Creator Clash, so they're both going to be at like a 3 or 4 out of 10. It's not going to be that high, and that's no shade at them, because to get higher up, it takes years and years of practice, not months. The second thing you have to look at is their conditioning. I'm not expecting much from their conditioning either, for the same reasons, because again, it takes years to develop really good boxing conditioning to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 rounds. Now, the last thing to consider is the physicality, your size, your bone structure, your bone density, how well you can take a hit. So if they're both even on their first two, that physicality of Justaminx being a whole weight class above Yodaling Haley, on top of being a more developed adult human being, this is gonna end in a KO or TKO. This is not gonna be pretty. I'm predicting a slaughter fest. This is not gonna be close. For the sake of Yodaling Haley, which I know this fight has already passed, I hope I'm wrong. All right, here we go. This is the fight, and we're gonna break it down. Now we're gonna see how much that physicality and that difference is gonna come into play in this fight.
Female boxing match starts right now.
Here we go. Oh my lord! A war just training. And look at this. Oh, Haley took a right hand. Solid. Big right hand.
Alright, so it's only been 10 seconds, and you can already see the difference in that physicality that I was talking about earlier. So if you go back and watch this in slow motion, you're actually going to see that Haley landed a lot more shots. Somewhat clean, like right over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She landed 6 clean shots straight to Minx's face, and Minx just kind of ate that, and she walks forward, and then Haley just goes down. That's that difference in that physicality that comes into play when you have a whole weight class difference above somebody else. There's a reason that there's weight classes exist. It's to prevent things like this from happening. So, oof. And you can even see Minx barely landed the shot. She just walked forward, and Haley just fell down.
Haley is not messing around. Right hand landed.
Minx throws a big right hand of her own.
Yes, Minx stronger. She seems to be the stronger fighter.
That weight is coming into play here now.
That weight.
Haley trying to work in behind her jab. A little bit reachy behind the jab, and she's getting caught. Minx is working the jab. Right hand.
There's a mean bug in her face.
So I actually really like Haley's boxing right now. She's actually doing pretty good. Her footwork is actually pretty strong. She sets up her shots, and she's throwing good combinations. The problem is, again, like they said in the stream, that physicality, that weight difference, she can't overcome that, because when you have a whole weight class difference above somebody else, all you have to do is throw one punch, and there goes their entire combination, because your one punch is going to do 4 or 5 times the amount of damage than the other person's entire combination. Because if you can tank your opponent's shots, you can do whatever it is that you want to them. They are your plaything. And if you can throw combinations, but your combinations aren't doing damage. Alright, so you can see her back and forth footwork is actually really good. She's side to side. Her head movement is actually really nice. Evades that hook. Ooh, so evades that hook right there. And this right over here, boom. You can tell someone is a good feinter when they can dodge at the very last second and you miss them. So the mark of a good fighter is the ability to dodge a shot to where it's just this close. If you can dodge a shot that's this close, because the more you move around, the more energy you burn. And the more energy you burn, the faster you get tired. Not only that, it also throws you off, makes it harder for you to throw a good shot, because you throw shots from a good stance, a good foundation. If your back is like way back here, you're not going to be able to throw a shot. But if it could just dodge you at the last second, and I can throw a counter shot really, really well. And this shot right over here, actually really good evasion. So she dodges at the last second. It looks like it lands. It looks like it landed, but she just brought it back. Problem is just that size difference. All Minx has to do is just keep walking forward and just throwing shots, and there's nothing that Haley can do. Like right there, when you just have that huge size difference, you can throw a counter shot if you want, but those counter shots don't do a lot of damage, especially when there's this big of a size difference. So again, you can see every single time Haley lands a shot, Minx kind of just stands there and takes it and eats it. Every time Minx throws a shot and lands, Haley takes a step or two back. Look at that. So we're going to see.
Reach behind the jab and she's getting caught. Minx is working the jab. Right hand.
Haley landed a good shot and it stumbled Minx a little bit, but she's still there.
Again, feints in with the...
Boom, look. She lands, look, right here. She lands this shot right over here, and look how many shots she takes back. 1, 2, 3. She had to take 3, maybe even arguably 4 steps back. Completely backwards. Minx stumbles, Haley falls back. And when you're on the defensive, you're losing the fight.
Check left hook over the top.
Yep.
Landed. Answers. Big jab. Big jab.
See, look, Haley just hits her twice, and she takes maybe 1 step backwards, and it's not even because of the force of the impact. Yes, that came into play, but it was just more so just to reestablish her footing. It wasn't like a, damn, that shot hurt and knocked me backwards.
Minx is landing bombs. And Haley just wearing it and coming forward. Another right hand.
Haley's actually outboxing Minx, and it's really sad to see because Haley's actually not bad of a boxer, for what this is. Her footwork is decent, her head movement is good, and she sets up her combos really nice. The problem is, when you have a weight difference against somebody else, all you gotta do is wait for them to come into you, because your danger zone of where your punches are gonna land is way wider, way bigger than the smaller opponent. The smaller opponent has to figure out how to fight inside your pocket, but the problem is when they go inside your pocket, you can just have your way with them. And oh man, this is actually really painful to watch. Haley's actually getting dominated right now. This first round so far has been a slaughter fest.
Big swing.
Big swing in the middle.
That was actually kind of cute. All right, Mix, you get style points for that one.
The right hand took advantage of that.
That was actually really good. I gotta watch that again. That dip, and then Haley just punishes her for it. That was actually really funny to watch. Let's watch that in slow motion. Boom, swings, dances around, comes down, looks to the side, and then Haley just comes in, just goes 1, 2, and just clocks her for that. But even then, even like just punishing her for styling, she still barely did any damage as this shot is about to load up. Oh my god, that is a scary still frame. What happens here? Boom.
But look at the damage on Haley's face. Big right hand again, Minx.
Big.
Yeah, I absolutely hate Minx's boxing. Minx is not boxing. She's just throwing haymakers. Every single shot is a haymaker. Every single shot comes from around the world. And all she's doing is just throwing hooks. She's like all boxing fundamental has left Minx's vocabulary. Haley is still trying to box, but she's fighting a losing battle right now.
Punch.
Big right hand, Minx.
Boom.
Big
Boom.
right hand.
Haley answers
she's
with a
going
roll.
back. Oh, hard, man.
Big
Boom.
right hand.
She's not seeing that right hand. Oh, right hook. She tried to go, and Minx is using her reach and finding that right hand.
Clubbing
Timing her
right
coming
hand.
in. Timing her coming in. Incredible first. Wow.
Yeah, skill is not going to be the deciding factor in this match. This is all 100% physicality. This is all 100% a size difference. This is all 100% a developed adult human being versus a still developing adult human being. I mean, you do see in the amateurs, you do see weight and size differences in the fights, but at that point, those people have been boxing for a few years, so their technique and skill and their conditioning could be large enough to overcome the physicality. But in a case like this, where they've only been boxing and training for a few months, this 100% comes down to physicality. The result of this, and I'm already calling it right now, it's going to be a TKO. And Haley's not leaving that ring in one piece. She's going to get a broken nose or something. All right, here we go.
Right hand. And here we go again. Minx on the front foot.
Yes, coming forward.
Jab. Again, Haley is trying to work behind that jab. She is.
She's
Big
gonna
right
drop her
hand
chin.
behind. That chin does need to go down, but again, nice right hand. Big hook, right
Ooh.
hand from Minx.
Yep. Oh, man.
You
right
see the
hooks.
effect of the shots that Minx are landing or having.
Heavier. The heavier.
Again,
Oh, big
jab,
jab.
snaps the head
She's
back.
coming
Oh.
forward.
I really like Haley's
Stepping, she's shuffling.
I really like Haley's footwork. Her footwork, her punches that she twists very well. That cross, really good. Beautiful, beautiful technique.
Doing the same type of
She comes in, takes 2 steps, hands up. She keeps both feet planted as she comes forward. However, she misses, and that's fine. That happens in boxing. And she keeps that other right hand loaded so that she can parry if needs to be, or she can throw forward if she needs to be. Minx is just her backhand. She's just completely open. Again, Minx. There's really not much to break down for Minx and boxing. Everything is on Haley right now. Haley's actually boxing very well, despite the current situation.
the step shuffle every time, and Minx is just timing that every time.
Lead left hook. She's looking to go left hook, right hand behind.
Ooh, right hand,
big
man.
shot. That was a nice shot from Haley as well. Right hand to the body, then goes upstairs.
Minx is standing still. I wonder if fatigue's in the play.
Again, right hand Haley.
here. Minx's hands are really low.
Yeah.
Her shoulders might be just dead right now.
Yep. But Haley, look at this pace that Yodaling Haley is putting on Minx.
Yes. Minx's hands are low. Her arms are dead right now. You can tell. A lot of fatigue.
Now Minx comes back, big shots. Right hand, left hand, right.
Haley's got to move.
Big
She's
right
taking a
hand.
big right hand.
Oh, she's taking bombs right now.
Minx has her in the corner. Haley tries to struggle to get out.
Bloodied up. Haley's got to move. She's got to move.
These
Use her
short right
footwork.
hands are landing.
Oh man, this is actually very difficult to watch. And there's actually a case right now where the ref could actually stop the fight, because that was a whole 12 seconds of Haley barely defending. All she did was eat shots to the face. Let's watch that again. So again, you can see them both. They're just throwing right now, and Haley's trying to throw, but Minx is just physical dominance, just coming up over the top. Boom, 1, 2, and they tie up. And now Haley's in the corner. Minx is just throwing forward, and she's just landing more shots. And these are just really uncomfortable shots too. Just pretty much just like mushing her in the face. Haley is just barely defending. Oh man, the ref should probably stop it at this point. Well, actually no. Well, she recovered. You can see the ref is looking really close to make sure that Haley is still defending herself. If she did not put her hands up at this second, the ref would have 100% stopped this fight. She had 1 second to put her hands up, and that probably saved her from getting TKO'd at this very moment. All right, so let's take a look at boom. So as that shot lands, this is actually really bad on Minx's part. Her left hand is down, which leaves her open to counter from this side. You kind of want to keep your other hand up as you throw a hook. But the other part that's really concerning to me is the placement of her legs. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm willing to bet her right foot is off the ground right now, just by the way that her hips are slanted to the left. The weight is all in her left foot, and the right, it looks like it barely has any weight behind it, and that's really not that good, because when your weight is distributed like that and you're throwing a hook, you lose about 40 to 50% of your power, versus when both of your legs are planted and then you're twisting your whole body into it, boom, and you're just driving through with the hook. There's so much more power when both of your feet are planted and you're going in, versus when you're with only one side of your body twists. There's more movement here, but it's less but there's less torque. That torque is what generates the power when you throw a hook, when you throw a cross, when you're just throwing anything that comes with from your power side. It's that torque that generates that power, and you need both of your feet planted when you're going to throw a really good hook or a really good cross with power. And that's probably the reason why Haley is still standing right now. It's because Minx isn't generating the proper amount of power from her footwork, from her body movement, from her body placements. She doesn't necessarily need that right now to win the fight because of her physicality.
My goodness.
Trying to hold
And
for
again,
that.
Haley, what kind of champ?
Oh, I'm gonna watch that again. So they both load up right over here. Hands are down, hands are up. Again, I love Haley's boxing. Her boxing, she could do very, very well. Minx, sorry, girl. You need more time in the gym. But so they both land at the same time, and you can see Haley's head is completely snapped back. Where her head is, there is now a glove. That head is gone, it is obliterated. And you can see just how back she was snapped. She landed a cross. A cross is a really solid punch. And you can see both her feet are very well planted. Minx, it's a little bit lacking. I'm sorry, sister. And you can see who took more steps back, who did more damage. They both landed at the same time, and even though her technique was a little bit better than Minx's, that power difference, that weight difference. Oh man, that looked like it hurt a lot.
Jesus Christ! She's doing the same thing. She's doing the same thing over and over again. Haley just stepping, shuffle. She's stepping.
Again, another right hand behind it goes Minx, and there.
So much respect to Haley right now for continuing to receive that amount of damage and still keep moving forward and still trying to find a knockout victory, because she's going to have to land a knockout at this point. There's no way that this is going to be points to her favor. Yes, she is landing more shots, but that's not how you judge a fight. When you judge a boxing match, the very first thing that they look for, so you can see Haley landed 11 out of 31 jabs, 14 out of 46 power, 25 out of 77 total, right? Which gives her 32%. Justaminx landed 4 of 24 jabs, but her power shots were 19 out of 47, so they both have the same percentage of shots landed, but the power coming from Minx way heavier than the power coming out of Haley. And not only that, when you judge a boxing match, you're not just looking at total punches landed, because if you look at these numbers right over here to the side, it's going to look like this is a perfectly even fight. 32% landed total, right? But the first thing they look at in the fight is the aggression, is who's controlling the match. You can throw more shots, but if your shots aren't doing damage, you don't score points for those shots. You do on paper, but the judges are going to look at you threw a punch, but the other person ate it and walked through it. You don't get points for that. The other thing is you get points for controlling a match. Who's in control right now? You can throw more punches, but if the other person is dictating your pace, you lose points for that. So punches landed is not the only thing. It's just the only thing that's quantifiable right now. But in the boxing match, if you control the aggression, if you control the pace, if you can show that you're not on the defensive, you're the one who's going to win. You have to control the fight. Whoever controls the fight is the one who's winning. So even if you land less shots, if you're dictating the pace, if you're making the other person miss and you're throwing the counters, that's how Floyd Mayweather won. He throws a lot of punches, but he dictates the pace. Every single person who has ever fought Mayweather has fought Mayweather's game, has played his style. So right over here, Haley is landing a lot more shots, but she's just not dictating the pace of the match. Justaminx and her size is dictating the pace. How do you control a match? Easy. You decide when to engage. If the other person is pressing on you and all you're doing is covering up, you're not controlling the match. But if the other person is punching at you and you just throw a beautiful shot that just disrupts their combo, you took control of the fight. You disrupt someone else's combo, you're in control. You're the one who's controlling the aggression. It's not how many times you throw. It's can you stop the other person from hitting you with an effective counter shot. That's why counter shots are some of the historically best boxers in boxing. Not always, but most of the time.
I 100% agree. Here's round number 3.
Oh, big jab.
right into it, though.
Surge of energy.
Right hand from Haley. Just missing the straight right hand is Haley.
Those are beautiful shots.
Lands a nice 2 there. Again, Minx.
This is the early in the round, so she's got a surge of energy.
She has to score here. Yes. Oh, she tries to.
Oh, that was actually a really good head movement from Minx just now. Let's go back and watch that. That was actually kind of beautiful. All right, let's take a look at that again. All right, so they're both walking forward. So boom, she just crouches and telegraphs her movement. Minx sees that crouch. She knows there's a shot coming. So she instinctively pre-moves her head. The shot didn't even come yet, and she's already got her head out the way. And boom, just slips it at the last second, which is beautiful because now she's got this right hand that's loaded up. And what is open right now? This entire left side is open. She's going to come right over. So Haley tries to follow up, but that right hand comes up and just woof, wallops Haley in the head. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, Minx, I take back all that bad boxing that I said about you. That was absolutely gorgeous. Boom. Beautiful shot. Completely wallops Haley. Boom. And then we're back.
Want to see?
You can see the weight on those punches just really affecting Haley.
And again,
Here we go. Minx is a little gas.
Yep.
Can Haley? Does
Look at
Haley
Haley
take
Ooh, Haley pushing her back. Look at that.
She senses it. And it senses it.
Oh. Are we going to get a KO? Nope, no KO.
But it wasn't quite as technical as you want
Ooh,
to see.
that was a good jab.
You can see the weight on
All right.
the punches. just
Minx
really
is
affecting Haley.
All right, Minx's boxing is actually starting to pick up as the rounds go forward and forward. Looks like she's taking her coaches, her corner advice into account. I didn't hear what she said because I was too busy talking to you folks. But her boxing is starting to come alive. Her hands are still a little bit way too low, but she can probably get away with that since she's so much bigger than Haley.
And again,
Here we go. Minx is a little gas.
Boom.
Can Haley? Does Haley?
Oh, she's coming forward.
Oh, my God.
now look at Yodaling.
Ooh, that was really good. Let's go watch that again. All right, so here we go. So Haley's coming forward. Boom, eats a shot, comes forward. 1, 2, 3, pushes her back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8.5. 8.5 beautiful shots. Just takes her, just completely pushes her back. This is actually really good. Haley's boxing, her combos, her footwork, really beautiful. Minx has no answer for that. She just has to plow on forward and just impose her larger frame on her. And that's all she has to do. Oh, that was a sick shot. But Haley, that was a really beautiful combination.
Are here to
Give
fight.
me more. Oh,
Okay. Again, Minx just had really good movement over there. I don't know if you guys caught that. Let's go back again. All right, so Minx, she throws the bombs, comes on forward. So the reason that Minx is able to read Haley so well right now is every time Haley throws a combo, she crouches a little bit, kind of what she's doing right now. And that's actually really common because when someone is so much bigger than you and you have trouble hitting their face in their head because their head movement is so good, what do? You go after their body. And that looks like Haley's strategy right now, but another common thing is you make it look like you go for the body and then you go for the head anyway with a low crouch and then you come up movement. The problem is Haley isn't really setting up her shots because in order to do that you have to jab them in the face a bunch of times before you go down. Otherwise they just read you like this because Minx she sees that there's a crouch coming, so she knows right away, like, boom, there's a shot coming my way. There's a punch coming my way. So boom. So you saw it. She went down and then came upwards, and Mix sees that, and she knows instinctively she's coming for my head. All I gotta do is slight nod to the left, to the right, and boom, completely and misses at the last second, and boom, and it's able to just counter her right back with the big right, big left, big right again. So yeah, so Haley, she's noticing that she has trouble hitting the larger target, so she's trying to feint her right now, but she's not setting up her feints properly. To set up that feint properly, you need a continuous distraction in the face, like boom, boom, boom. Like you can't, like if you constantly see my fist coming at you, and then one of them I'm just gonna go like this. I'm down right now, but all you see is my face. You don't see that I'm down, and then I'm gonna come right back, and then I'm gonna come towards your body. But or I can go like that. Ooh, oops. Or I can just hit you like that, crunch down, make it look like I'm going for your body. At which point you've received a lot of damage from here. You're already in defensive mode. You're gonna defend even more. I'm just gonna come up right on top. Haley isn't setting those shots up properly, which is what it's allowing Minx to read her so perfectly and dodge her at the last second. So in the beginning of the match, Minx's boxing was non-existent, but she's actually getting better as the rounds go on. So, I mean, I said the physicality was going to be the reason she wins, and that's still one of the reasons she's winning, but her boxing, her technique is getting better as the match goes on. Haley's was already pretty good. She hasn't really improved much throughout this entire fight. She's actually been very consistent, but Minx is actually, her boxing gets better and better.
Haley shakes her head and says, bring it on.
They are here to
Give
fight.
me more. Oh, big right hand lands on the neck there from Minx.
Yes.
Slips out of the way, but still. The right hand.
If the time is connected, the big one.
Coming forward.
Haley's got to turn it up. She's got it. Yeah, she's trying to clinch.
Haley gets so much props right now.
Haley's got to go. Haley's got to go.
Punched herself out here since you see her
They're
bend
both
over.
really
She's confused. Haley.
They're both so gassed right now.
Got to go.
Big jab.
Minx
Right
off the
hand.
hook.
Now
She
Minx
left
comes
Minx.
forward.
Oh! Big right hand.
Huge right hand, Minx.
But she's right back.
But Haley's back in it. I mean, we are centimeters away from someone going down here.
Oh!
Big right hand.
Huge right hand, Yodaling Haley.
She's loading it from her hip.
Oh my Lord. Back and forth we go.
Jesus Christ. Oh my
10
goodness.
seconds. Big right hand, Minx.
So oh man, so you can see the physicality coming in between the fights. You can see the just that weight difference of a fully developed human being. I mean, I don't want to say that Minx is winning just because of her physicality, because again, her boxing is getting better as the match goes on. But what's allowing her to do that is that physicality and the fact that she can tank all of Haley's shots, and Haley is just getting run over by this tank that's named Justaminx. You can see it. Every shot that she takes from Minx, she takes 3-4 steps back. Heavy hands. Oh my god. Rocky Balboa is Minx. Minx is Rocky Balboa. Rocket Balboa.
Another one. Right hand.
Last 10 seconds.
Right there.
Oh,
Minx gets hit. She stands.
I'll tell you something.
You see, Minx gets hit. She stands. Haley gets hit. She stumbles back. So far, this is 3 rounds towards. This is 30 and 27 towards to Minx right now. Yeah, no, this is a pretty bad slaughter fest. Ooh, this poor girl. She's just taking all these shots. Her nose is probably broken at this point, and Minx barely a scratch on her face. She's taking some shots. She's taking some huge shots. Boom, like that one right there. Again, she took that shot and she just kind of stood still. Versus when Haley gets hit, boom, boom, she just stumbles all over the place. But Minx's boxing has gotten better as the match evolved as it goes on. You know, her feints got better, her reading of Haley got better, and her combinations getting a little bit better. And as far as Haley, oh my gosh, she looks like she's about to cry. Oof. But as far as Haley is concerned, her boxing is actually very on point, but she just can't seem to overcome that physicality.
Here we go.
And let's see if she can come back in round number 4.
I think it's she's tired.
Yeah, right now. Oh,
Nice jab, Minx again.
She's got to move her feet. She's got to move her feet.
You can see Haley getting front entry instead of coming
I know,
straight in.
it's the same entry.
Because watch Minx start to time it, but look,
there
Haley's
he's
on the
going
ropes.
for it. Haley's
Where
going
she
for it.
needs her. Nice 2 jabs there for Minx. The right hand behind it. Now she's walking down Haley.
Yes.
Hooks.
This is over.
Left hook, right hook.
Stop it. Oh, that was an illegal shot. She just threw an illegal shot. Justaminx just threw the most illegal shot of illegal shots. Not a huge deal, I suppose, given that this fight is pretty much over right now. And if I were the ref, I would be calling it. But right over here. So in boxing, you're allowed 4 shots. You're allowed the jab, the cross, the hook, and the uppercut, and any variation of those. Justaminx just now threw a backhand. That is 100% illegal, and any other boxing commission, any other boxing match, you would receive a warning as a foul, or you might even deduct points. It's just as illegal as a headbutt. I'm not actually sure why they made that illegal, but just backhands, completely illegal. You do not throw backhands. You lose. You get foul points for that one. So you can see, boom, she throws again, throws, boom, throws right over here, boom, hits her with the back of her fist. That is very, very illegal. Oof. That needs the ref should have stepped in, separated them, and gave her a warning for that one. Except Haley's pretty much done at this point. But yeah, that's a very, very illegal shot. You do not throw those. That is not boxing. Hook, cross, jab, uppercut. You know, and I guess an overhand is another punch too, but that's just a glorified hook. But yeah, that can very, very illegal. And yeah, this needs to be called right now.
Pushing is big.
She's wobbled left hand.
Boom.
Haley tries to turn.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
That was over.
Oh, stop it.
Minx
Wow.
with the victory.
Wow.
This crowd is going. Wow.
So yeah, I get why the ref didn't call it, because at that point it was over, and if she had called that foul, that would have just prolonged the inevitable, just given her give the girls an extra 20 to 30 seconds to arrive at the same exact conclusion. But